No, I haven't done any videos in a while, guys, and, well, I've been working on comedy. So, life's been very interesting lately. I fixed all my mental problems, and all of a sudden, I did stand-up a few more times, and, well, you guys have seen, except the latest one, I was at the Hubcap Comedy Festival, which is a local comedy festival, and, I didn't place first, second, or third, which, you know, the guys that won, they were really good. Like, the guy that won he looked like Thor, he had a blonde beard and all that, and he was really funny. He was very polished. But the thing is, he's a guy that writes for a web series. Like, he's got credentials. Everyone else either has done commercials or, you know, they all had some... I was just pretty much the only local guy with no real, you know, credentials. But anyway, so I'm delivering water like I normally do. We go to this theater called the Capitol, and I asked them, hey, do you guys accept comedians? And she's like, well, here, let me get you a number. And I get this lady's number, and I give her a call, and I explain that I want to get comedy going. I got a bunch of local guys that I'm going to perform with. And then she says, well, you know, by giving me a deal, she waives the some of the fees for me so I can get this going. And she says, do you want to do this regularly? And I'm like, yeah. I want to do it like once a month if I can. So it was booked. I put my deposit down. It's a 150-seater, right? And I told all the comedians, they're all good for it. I've lost a few because, okay, you know, conflict schedules. I picked up a couple extras, but overall I'm down a couple, but it's no big deal because there's still like 9 of us or whatever. I get the poster made. They distribute it for me. And then I'm just sharing it. And I was up to like 12 tickets the other day, and it's tonight. So like 3 days ago, I was at 12 tickets, you know, kind of like... But I know most people are going to buy tickets, you know, going there. So then I get a Facebook message about this thing called Buzz Moncton, which does local events. They got wind I'm performing at the Capitol somehow, because I've been telling all my customers just that, hey, just in passing, and I'm not wasting any company time. I'm filling out the slip for them and I'm like, hey, I'm doing stand-up tonight, blah, blah, blah. Here's your slip. Bye. Have a good day. And everyone's all supportive and cool. Anyway, this Buzz Moncton online thing adds me and has my event listed. I'm like, cool. And then yesterday, the Times and Transcript, which is the local paper here in Moncton, gives me a call and says, yeah, we got wind you're performing at the Capitol. Can we talk to you about comedy? And I'm in the paper today. And then the radio was just on, and they're having local segments that are like call in, because they're talking about best cities to live in the world. And it was call in and tell us why your local city is great. And then I decided, and I got through pretty much right away. I had to wait like 2 minutes. And they asked, why is Moncton a great place? And I said, because I've struggled my whole life to figure out what my purpose is. And now that I'm doing stand-up comedy, this is the 5th time, and I'm a headliner. And and as soon as I make $1 doing stand-up comedy, then I'm a professional comedian. And it's, you know, I've got opportunities and all this other stuff. And I just shared, you know, just basic Moncton stuff and how without the support of my friends and family, you know, telling me I'm funny and, oh, you should get into that and that kind of thing, I wouldn't be anywhere right now. So the cool thing is, I'm performing at the Capitol. I was up to 18 tickets this morning. The paper hit the shelves. Sorry, I'm just pulling my sleeves down. Paper hit the shelves. I bought one. Nice article, and I'll read it to you guys just so you can hear. The guy punched me up a lot. Like, he made me sound a lot better than... I still just gave some basic funny answers, but he reworded them better so they sounded good. Anyway, so today I was in the paper, I was on the radio, and I was trying to get Global News, local news company, to do a little thing on it. But what they need is they need live footage of me doing it, and they have to get permission from the Capitol to do it. So the next time I do comedy, I'll be doing a bit for them recorded, and I'll be doing an interview just talking about the basics of comedy, you know. And I'm not an expert, but I know like some of the history of comedy, you know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fucking Carlin or anything like that. My goal right now is to be Moncton famous, and yes, I did. That's what he put. Like, that was my quote when I was talking to the guys. I just want to be Moncton famous for now, and then when I get going, if I'm Maritimes famous, like, you know, people recognize me time to time. I can do a lot of good, you know, headline, like just travel and do comedy. I put in the article too, if I'm making $22,000 a year after taxes, like all my traveling expenses and food is paid for, and I'm making $22,000 a year doing comedy, I'd be the happiest guy on earth. Like, it would not bother me in the least. I would love it. And let me think, what else? I had something else. Yeah, everything's just fallen into place for me. Like, I fixed my mental problems, and the last one, believe it or not, as stupid as this is I had repressed anger, which I dealt with, but I still wasn't functioning properly. So then I in my head, I'm thinking, like, what am I not doing right? And love is something I don't express very much. Like, I'm very affectionate to girls, not that, but to tell somebody, hey, I love you kind of thing. It's just never something I've done. And then I just started thinking, well, you've never done that. Why don't you try that? The second I tried that, everything just fell right into place. It's silly as shit. But it's something that I've resisted since I was a kid. I was never comfortable with that shit. But now I thought, just fucking grow up and do it. And ever since I have, fucking life I keep thinking I'm dreaming right now. Even though I've gotten, I'm not even at the show yet. I have no actual success yet. I've just, a little word of mouth going. But I've already feel like I've won.